Alright, well, it looks like we got a game underway right now. Go ahead and catch up with it. You see, you got shot callers on the left side. Don't even know what the team name is on the right side, but this is going to be map 1 on Pistola. And it looks like shot callers are already pulling up 1. Don't know how much, how popular this map was in the European scene. Obviously, this was a big map in a North American scene, Pistola being one of the more popular, although be a relatively new school map. We're going to watch Zeos to start off with. He's going to be playing that forward roaming defender role. We've run in out through mid. You see that room that he's in right now? That's the 50 armor. So he's going to have armor most of the game. He's going to be able to push up and help out with the 100 armor and amp that spawn in mid. He'll also be able to push up and help seal off the base. Flag carriers are typically going to be coming in that easy 50 armor entrance, and he'll be trying to pop up there and cover them on the way in. So we're going to watch him some more as he tries to track down this flag carrier. He's going to go and let's catch up with him. Blimpo getting a grab, pistoning straight out that 50 armor. That is going to be your quick exit and entrance. So it's not the straightest line across the map, but it's the quickest way in and out of the bases. So a lot of times you'll see flag carriers run that route. But every once in a while, like you see Rain doing here, they might be setting up a bit of trickeration going the opposite direction, circling back around, trying to get that 50. Razor sneaks in behind him though. I think he's actually playing off. It telefrags and gets the return. A nice move by Razor, dropping back to stop that flag run before it got anywhere. Take a quick look. There's the 100 armor. You see it going to Blimpo. Let's go watch him. Expect to see him grab and try to piston out of that base. Expect the blue team to try to negate that armor as much as possible. You can see now he's still got 70 armor. He might be waiting on the enemy 50 armor. There's also a ton of vials in base. Those health vials can stack up really quickly. Wouldn't surprise me to see Blimpo maybe going after the amp. So he may be coming in here with 70 armor and double damage amp. There it is. Would be surprised to see him grab the flag with this. He might just sit and try to create some cover for his teammates. Might even just try to hold off that 50 armor room and keep it clear while someone else grabs. But it looks like nobody else is really... Oh, there he goes. Has his teammates to grab. There's a double kill. Probably be escorting him out one of the doors. There he goes. Straight out to 50. Looks like the defense guessed wrong. They thought he was going up to Mini. You see that beautiful delayed just shot combo right there. Oh, couldn't get the pickup though. That flag gets returned. Meanwhile, Red's flag is gone. As you see Blimpo though, picking up that 100 armor again. Let's see what he can do to try to sneak forward, get this return. Big combo comes in. Even more damage, double kill, and the return. So Blimpo all over the place right now. He missed it. They finally get it though. And this is one of those maps where a dedicated mid player, as you see the multi-kill on the Rampage, this is one of those maps where a dedicated mid player can really do a lot of good things for you, both on offense and defense, since everything comes through this condensed mid area. And that's kind of Blimpo's sort of favorite role, I think, is playing this mid. He can definitely run the flag, but I think on a map like this, it's smart to have him in mid because he can help offense and defense turn both ways and hold the power-ups. Here you see Zeos actually pushing all the way up from defense to try to control this amp. And if you're the blue team, you have to recognize that. You have to see that the other team's defenders in mid sneak in behind and grab that flag just to get them moving, get them off those power-ups, and give your offense an easier chance to grab that. Heard the amp grab, didn't see who got it. Don't know if they died or not. In the meantime, looks like things have slowed down a bit. Try to figure out who else you got. Chowie also on defense for the red team. I'll give you a quick look at the scoreboard here to catch up with things. Jumped in here a couple minutes into it and already missed the first cap. And judging by Pistola standards, you really never know. It could be a 1-0 game until the end, or it could turn into an 8-7 affair. This map can really open up once teams start being aggressive. Typically, though, this is a relatively easy map for two defenders to hold down. Really just depends on how much your opponent commits to offense. It's a fairly tight base with, again, 50 armor and lots of health vials. So the defense is typically going to have a big health advantage against the offense coming in, unlike most maps. You see Chowie going on now, not able to do a whole lot there, just being overrun. He's going to be grabbing this 50, trying to cut him off. Big flag comes in. He's still got 2 more defenders to deal with. And there's the combo win by Zeos. They just focusing people down one at a time, keeping things in their possession. Their flag is moving across the map. You'll see Chowie with a nice cutoff, actually body blocking the flag carrier so he can't dodge out that door. And this is pretty standard. Again, you can see Chowie already back up to 150 health. It's going to make it very difficult. The defense gets so stacked on this map. The offense can't just come in, kill him once, and expect to run out the door. You actually have to kill him. Well, you have to do about double the damage that you normally would on most maps to kill him. and then you're going to have to fight your way through mid again, so it's fairly difficult, and that's why those mid cover positions, grabbing those power-ups, especially Amp, can be so important on this map. Let's go follow that flag, because they've got it out in mid. They're going to be crossing this 100 area. Once they cross that mid area, it's going to be advantage to their team. Now their team's going to be respawning quicker, or closer to the flag, and they'll be quicker to get the pickups. Zeosa with a nice return, only 13 health left on that. If he had gone down there, it would have been a pretty tricky situation. Blimpo tries to piston across mid, goes down. That's going to be a pretty easy return. Quick check on the power-ups as I lost the timing on them. Doesn't look like anything's spawning. Let's see if we can figure out who's defending for the blue team here. Rain's going to be on offense. Raven's going to be around mid. You know what, let's just follow so well. He's just going to get destroyed with that flag. Razor's out in mid, though. Actually coming back, pissing into his own base. This is a very easy base to seal, so this is bad news for the blue team. If Red can get a return here, this should be an easy cap. It looks like he's one-on-one now with the flag carriers. His cover needs to step up there. Blimpo just missing that pickup. Red missing a big opportunity there. Had the flag back in their own base and couldn't capitalize on it. Looks like some people out of position. Not enough people suiciding back to get to their flag carrier and secure their base. Oh, Blimpo's got that amp. Let's go follow him and see what he's going to do with it on cover. He's escorting his flag carrier. He sees two defenders and an offensive player cutting him off. He's going to get a double kill out to mid. He only needs a couple more kills to secure this. He's going to get back into his base. That's how dangerous that amp is in this map. You can just absolutely seal it off. Oh, a missed pickup. Nice return there by blue. Yet another opportunity by red. Just a couple steps shy of another cap there. Once you get back in that 50 door, it's nothing guaranteed, but you're really in a good position because you can piston straight back to your flag stand. And there's a couple there that red have kind of coughed up now. It could be interesting if we go back into these tiebreakers at the end of the season and have to look at caps. There's a couple that shot callers let go there. Interesting to see if that plays a role. Both flag carriers passing each other in mid now. Blue completely dedicated to covering their flag carrier there. Doesn't work though, as red managed to get that return despite having all kinds of cover. Not a bad move by blue though. You can see they're down to the last 6 minutes of this game. And you know, down 1-0 on Pistola. At some point you do have to push forward. Not uncommon to see that forward defender push up and try to get some extra cover for your flag carriers. Following Raven now, looks like he's just kind of throwing himself around base, trying to do as much damage as possible. Because Red's going to be running out the front door with that flag. Nice timed combo right there, right in the middle of his dodge. Able to get that solo return surrounded by Red, so it's a good move by Raven there. However, like I said, time is running out. It's not time to panic yet. But blue here, they've got to start thinking about maybe pushing up their forward defender. In this case, looks like it would be Raven. Pushing him out to mid to try to control that mid area and maybe get some extra aggression going. Of course, that's going to mean Red is going to have a one-on-one in the basic of that flag out to mid, but sometimes you just have to concede that and just hope that having an extra presence in mid can cut off enemy flag carriers, because I heard that 5-minute warning, you're running low on time, you have to get the enemy flag moving, especially on a map like this where if the enemy team decides to just turtle up in their base, it can be extremely difficult to get anything going. See blue, I don't know if they intentionally are giving those 50 armors to their offense, but it would be a smart move if they are. Because again, they have to get that flag moving at this point, so any advantage they can give to their attackers is good. A clutch lightning gun shot there by blue. Nice! Prediction flak ball by Raven. It's the double kill on that one, so throwing stuff out a couple seconds ahead of time. Good prediction there. Gets that return. Again, once you pass that halfway point in this map, things start getting a bit hairy. It's a very difficult map to cut off enemy flag carriers once they get back into their own base. Looks like we heard that amp taken. Let's see if I can find who took it. Oh, just passed him up there. It's going to be Sunraiser now. Pushing forward on offense, just trying to make things difficult for the red team's defense. Don't see anyone on his team grabbing the flag, however. He's completely distracting Zeos. Does a good job, but nobody sneaks in to grab that flag, and that's going to be frustrating when you fight and take control of that amp and don't really get anything to come out of it. Especially when there's only going to be probably, 2 or 3 more left in this match. Blue's going to really need to try to make good use of those amp runs. We'll go ahead and stick with Sunraiser. Flags aren't moving too much. We can watch some offense. He's going to sneak right in there on Zeos, but you can bet that Zeos is going to have that health advantage like we pointed out before. He's able to get out to mid. He's going to try to piston into light. He's got a nice move by Sunraiser. He's going to be heading straight across that amp area. That's going to create a bottleneck behind him. Sneaks into this minigun. Red team not able to catch up with him. Here they are. Finally get the cutoff. He's got some cover, though. They can get a couple kills. They may be able to tie this one up. Zeos sneaks in and gets that last second return, and now blue flag is moving. Blimpo jumped ahead and wisely Knew that he had a one-on-one with the defender, able to get that flag moving. Only it held, probably not going to go very far, but it was able to delay and keep that flag moving so blue team couldn't tie things up. Now we're looking at under 3 minutes to go. Now you're going to start getting a little worried. If you're the blue team, you have to start pushing someone forward. We're going to watch Chowie here on this return. So blue's going to be trying to get out to mid. And Chowie goes around with the classic Chowie telefrag. And 2-minute warning will be coming up in 30 seconds. Wouldn't be shocked to see Blimpo drop back and play a little bit more defensive. When you've got a true mid player like that, you can do that. You can easily go back and forth between being extra attack and extra defense. Both flags are going to be out in mid right now. Sunrays are actually going to miss his piston up to Lightning Gun. He's got cover all over, and blue team needs to get this flag back to base. Gets cut off. There's a double kill on the flag. Almost gets the multi. No return yet. Silver's got to be asking where his cover is. Right now he's surrounded. That flag does get picked up though, so you can see Razor Red Team's back on their stand. If this flag gets returned, which it does, that's going to put them up by 2 with 2 minutes to go. That's going to be essentially the end of the game there. Blue team had some great opportunities. They just couldn't quite sync up the transition. Didn't have the right people in position to cover, and also didn't really have anyone in return. So a little bit of miscommunication there. That can be difficult with these pickup teams that aren't really used to playing with each other. We're going to watch this red flag now. So this is the one that needs to get moving if we want to see any change in this game. With a minute and a half, this isn't a particularly quick map. There's not really crazy speed runs you can do in this map. I mean, you can cap maybe 15 to 20 seconds. But that's even more difficult because of the close quarters nature of the base. We are going to see blue with the grab now. They're going to be jumping up high, heading out, probably out minigun. That is the short way across mid, but he's going to have to fight his way out with 2 defenders there. And that's just not going to happen. So Chowie and Zeos doing a good job cleaning that out. Blue flag is moving as well. And red is pissing straight back to their base. That's going to put them up 3. Now they're padding that stat. Again, I don't know if tiebreakers going into the playoffs are going to take into account total caps, but if they are, you want to get as many as possible, even when the game is in hand. I'm going to flip through these stats here, give you an idea of who's grabbing what.
"30 seconds left."
Not surprising to see Blimpo getting the majority of power-ups, given that he was pretty much dedicated to that role. Razor, as their flag runner, getting a bunch of the 100 armors. Didn't see how much of a role that played as far as their actual successful flag runs, but anytime you can get that big advantage in power-ups on any map, it's going to give you a big advantage. And that's map 1, going to shot callers. You heard the flawless victory. Pretty much in control of that game. They had actually a couple more opportunities. Easily could have been 5 caps. Blue had a couple chances themselves that they probably should have converted. But in the end, shot callers was pretty much in control the whole match. So we'll see what happens on map 2. Incidentally, anyone listening on Twitch, feel free to let me know if any of my levels are up. I finally got all the fans turned off in my room. I really had to jump into this, as you noticed, pretty quickly. The match was pretty much, well, it was underway whenever I jumped in. So, you know, if I forgot anything, it looks like the overlays and all that are working. But if I'm missing anything, feel free to let me know. As it is, we're looking at map 2 is going to be Anfractuous. Again, teams don't choose maps in this cup. It is a best-of-3 format, but all 3 maps are selected ahead of time, or I should say, are designated ahead of time. And Anfractuous here is going to be a complete different style of map. This is one where I actually think shot callers may be at their weakest. They have one of the best defensive tandems, I think, in this draft tourney. And this is a map that's very offensive based. You're going to get the defenders moving. Even with just 2 dedicated grabbers, you can get the flag off the stand so easily on this map, and it's moving non-stop. It really puts a lot of pressure on the defenders to communicate and be in position. Now, Zeos and Chowie definitely are comfortable doing that, but I think their strength is going to be the maps where they can set up and play a real, like, organized, flag stand defense, as opposed to being the scrambling, like, flag chasing defense that you're going to have to be on this map, where you almost, like, I played this map with teams where at times we don't even put a person on the flag. You pretty much just try to cut off the flag carrier, just keep track of them, and concede that you're going to give up grabs in the process. So often on Anfractuous, it really comes down to which team can actually cover their stand while their flag carrier is coming home. You'll see a ton of last-second denials and saves happening on this map because of how wide open that flag stand is. I'll give you an idea just for people who may not know. This is your flag room, so to speak. Not so much a room as a nook. I mean, you'll have a defender probably roaming around here. You'll have another one roaming around up top to try to hit people on the way in and cut off flag carriers. You can see you can get it from many different angles and directions. And it's pretty easy to grab and either piston up top or go down low. And what you'll see a lot of times is flag carriers are head down low and immediately take this lift, which you can then take back down to go low, go mid here, and go any number of directions, or you can go up top. It'll give you buy you a little bit of time and force those defenders to chase you up through this big bottleneck here. You see a lot of switching routes that centered around this lift in both directions, basically leaving the base or entering your own base. Flag standoffs can be crazy on this map because there's so many ways for the flag carrier to be mobile, and even if they're left by themselves, they can just run around for so long. It's definitely a mid-heavy map. These flags aren't going to be on the sticks for very long. And like I say, quite often it comes down to which team can actually convert their caps, getting their flag carrier back to their base and then keeping the flag stand clear long enough for them to cap it. Very often it comes down to timed returns. So you may have a flag grab where you leave the flag after you kill the flag carrier down, say down here. And then if your flag carriers come in, you wait and you return it right as the second they get back to the stand. That way it doesn't leave any timetable for the enemy attackers to get in and grab that flag. And that, again, requires heavy communication and teamwork, which is something that is sometimes tricky to get. And, in these draft leagues where players aren't necessarily used to playing with each other, don't necessarily have that teamwork inherently built in. But as I was saying, if the blue team here, if they want to be extremely aggressive, try to get the red defenders moving, they may be able to make this a crazy, chaotic game. I think that would be their best bet. Pistola was pretty much the exact opposite style of map. One you can really slow down, play your set defense. Again, like I was saying, your defenders actually have a health advantage on the attackers coming in, which is rare in a UT map. So I think that really benefits shot caller's style. I think that's probably going to be one of their better maps, if not their best map in the map list here. But I think this is one that some teams could give them trouble on if they can get that flag moving, because you've got your translocator out, you're not able to be shooting lightning gun and shock, and that's really going to help neutralize some of the fragging ability of these shot caller's defenders. Yeah, by the way, I just realized I left that splash screen up as I was showing you around the map, so we'll just pretend like that didn't happen, but point still remains valid. Alright, looks like we got all 10 players in the map now. Silver getting some packet loss here. That's never fun. Seeing pretty decent pings from shot callers. Again, well, only 3 North Americans playing at the moment, but a largely North American team. So I think that's why they've been playing in a lot of these UK servers where they'll tend to ping the best. Nothing too terrible right there. Anything under 150 ping is playable, I think, in my experience. Anything under 120 is just a little odd. You know, that 120 to 140 range, that's when the weird stuff starts to happen. That's when your translocator decides that you didn't actually throw it. And, you know, you dodge and the game decides you didn't actually dodge, and just kind of reality folds in on itself. You're playing in the Twilight Zone. Okay, looks like we've got a player on shot caller who's going to be rebooting. Alright, well, I'm just going to crank up the music while they're getting this started and grab me a little bit of water. Alright, looks like we got everybody in the server. And for anybody wondering, this will be a best of 3 matchup. So if pEt over there can manage to pull off a win here, we will see a tiebreaker map. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it would be intriguing to see, given, like I say, this is basically the exact opposite style of map from Pistola. Very position and movement heavy as opposed to fragging heavy. Be curious to see if blue team can pull off something here, what the tiebreaker map would be, and whose style that may benefit the most. Anyone in Twitch chat knows what the tiebreaker is off the top of your head. Just feel free to toss it in there. May or may not play a role, but we'll find out shortly as we're ready to go. This is going to be your 10th anniversary Draft Cup, Week 2, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here. We got Map 2 versus Shot Callers versus pEt, and there we go. Bit of a delayed start there. He's a late bloomer. Racer's already got this map, and you're going to have to bear with me. These flags are going to be moving non-stop. And, you know what, I may just start off by following some defenders. We're going to watch Zypher jumping in. He's going to be your flag defender. You're going to see him pushing out. These power-ups coming up right now. He's going to be looking for that enemy amp or enemy 100 armor coming in. Don't know which one they may have grabbed. Big combos coming in. Cover taking him out. He's going to be trying to cut him off, and you see him Razor pistoning straight across me. Looks like he probably got that 100 armor. He's pistoning that many times. Good job by Zype, cutting him off in a nice prediction rocket. Not able to get that return though. Another big rocket from him. Flag's still going to be moving. Let's catch up to him. Razor's got blue back in, oh no, back in mid, I should say. Now he's in his own base. Gets taken out though. That lift is so dangerous. It can be so useful, but if you get predicted, you're going to be in trouble. Looks like Borber out here is going to be playing some defense. Maybe he was just dropping back. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and cover this 100 armor. It's going to be spawning in just about 5 seconds here. And given how fast you can piston across mid, this 100 armor can be a huge boon for whoever grabs that flag. And I'm guessing that's exactly what Blimpo has on his mind right now. If I can catch up to him. There he goes. 150 armor. He's fully stacked. It's going to be a nightmare for the defense to try to take him down. He's going to take out one. Left one-on-one on the defense against an attacker with 150 armor. Especially one with the pistoning skills and Blippo. That's going to be very, very difficult. Tricky assignment there. He's going to get all the way back in his base. You're going to expect a cutoff here. Blue team is going to get in front and get that flag moving. It's going to come down again to whether they can secure their flag. Flag goes down. It gets returned right by the stand. A last-second denial by blue. And that's something we saw on Pistola a couple times, but while they were able to get away with it by keeping their flag secure, shot callers can't rely on, or can't allow that to happen too many times, because this is a map where it's very easy to lose those last-second, or to give up those last-second returns. It could come back to haunt them if blue team can get this flag moving. I think that's really going to be the matchup to watch in this game, though, is Zeus and Chowie against the attackers on blue, and whether they can hold this flag down. Rain's going to be running it now. We're going to go ahead and follow him through mid, see what happens. He's got rockets coming down from above. You saw him get kamikaze there. No return, though. Silver with a nice pickup, looking for cover. He actually gets boosted back to his base by that combo. He's going to be able to piston straight to his flag stand. There's nobody there to get the grab, and he's going to go, just barely gets it in there. Blue up one now. So an early lead by pEt now. But again, this is such a fast map. No lead is safe on this map. Razor's going to try to retaliate here. Looks like blue team fell back to try to clear the base. Smart move by them. I believe 100 armor will be spawning soon. Let's see who jumps on that. Let's see if red can maybe try to get a retaliation cap. Blimpo may even grab this and hit the 100 armor in stride en route. Saw blue team cutting him off there. He's going to try to piston and change routes. He's got that minigun on him. He's going to go down real fast. And there's the combo from behind. Blue team's all over that 100 armor. I don't know if it's spawning. Yep, there it goes. Looks like Silver grabbed it. Let's go see what he does with it. There we go. Already getting hit. Oh, you heard that amp get taken as well. Looks like it went to red team, however. So Silver now with 97 armor. Part of that's going to be 100 armor. She's going to be grabbing and pistoning straight out to mid. A nice piston to get him out the front door. Avoids that combo. Oh, it gets shot from behind. So red team wisely cuts off that 100 armor. As soon as he grabs the flag, Blimpo now is going to be covering himself with amp. He's really low on health. He's going to dive right into the cut-off combo right there. Let's go back and watch some defenders. We've got... I don't know if Lady's actually defending. Looks like that may be the case, though. So we're going to watch some defense on the red side. And it looks like with blue flag moving, blue may have turned around and tried to cut off the flag carrier. But again, with one person one-on-one on the flag, it's very difficult to stop them as a defender on this map. They're going to get this flag moving, and they're going to need a cutoff now as that flag goes up the lift. Blue team loses their flag. That's going to... Or the flag carrier goes down. It looks like they either got another grab, so now we're going to have a standoff situation, essentially. Razor's looking pretty good with 50 armor, 121 health. Going to be sitting up top here, perfectly content to just wait this one out, let his team get everything secure before making himself vulnerable by jumping towards his own flag stand. Right now, Blue has no idea where he is. Let's go check on the other flag carrier. Silver's all alone in mid with only 71 health. Bit of a dangerous position. Amp comes up. He's going to let his cover grab it. He is. I wonder if they're going to cover him with this or take it on return. Looks like they're content to cover with it. Interesting move. It looks like they get this return, though, so Silver can piss into a stand. Does he know? Or is he on the red side? Sure what Silver's up to here. Oh, it looks like we dropped a player from red. Okay. So Silver actually opting not to cap. They don't have an admin to pause this map. So, red team going down a man. Silver not capping, you know, trying to keep things fair and all that. Typically, you're going to have an admin pause the server. Looks like we don't have an admin in here, though, so we may just have to play 4-on-4. Things are essentially paused. I'm not sure if red team is going after their after Silver here, or if they're just trying to see. Oh, there we go. Lady's going to get back in this game. Blue probably going to give them a chance to you know, get all those checks done and get all the ping and everything settled. They did have red flag though, so they're probably going to keep that flag. Maybe let you know, maybe let red team grab their flag and see if they can get anything moving here. Kind of reset things. There's not a great way to do that in a fluid game type like capture the flag. Meanwhile, though, Silver's still by himself, so they do have to worry about this return. Zeus is going to be up on him, down to 67 health. They've given red team a fair chance to get that flag moving now, so they're back into essentially a standoff scenario. Oh, Reds dive out front, get taken down. But now you're in this spot as a flag runner. You don't want to dive straight on your stand and get taken out too easily, so you have to be patient here. You have to wait for your cover to come up. Oh, that flag dives. Or that flag falls straight into Rain's hands. Lucky for the blue team. Now they're back in their standoff situation up top there. Just going to be spamming at whoever comes up there. And if they get up there, then the flag carrier is going to jump down. He may need to think about passing this flag, though. He's down to 8 health, no armor. Maybe what they do up top here. Oh, 2 red cutting him off. He's going to be in trouble. They do get a pickup. That does get returned, however. So now red team with a chance to turn this one right back around. Olympo's going to be covering himself back to base. They can clear this. They might get the time return. Blue completely cuts him off. So a bit of a miscue there by red. Looks like they didn't get that flag secured. I think they may have been going for a timed return and just couldn't get the synchronization down. Like I say, that's something that's kind of tough. It's a high level, you know, communication required to make that move work. Got players that aren't quite as familiar with each other. Blimpo, that gets a free route. Nobody in front of him. He's going to be able to piston across mid, grab that health pickup rather, and he's going to be back in his own base. Let's go see where Silver is. He's going across mid, so blue team also got a good flag run going. Plenty of cover. Should be able to take out Zeos. Actually has 3 cover. So blue completely dedicated to guarding their flag carrier. He's going to pick up this amp, though. Oh, once again, lets his cover grab it. Probably a smart move when you're up. You don't need to be extra aggressive on getting this flag back. You can pretty much just work on securing your flag. They do get that return once again. Silver's going to be in a good position to get back to his base if they can just take their time, clear out the base. You want to let your team, let your cover do their job. Still has amp cover. Red team's all over base, but they're a couple kills away from securing this. Flag goes down, though. Shot callers with 3 people actually able to get that return and get the flag moving. So all of a sudden, Blimpo able to reverse the fortunes here. Turn the oh, there we go. He actually gets cut off at his minigun. About to say, blue team there almost coughed one up there and gave one up at the same time. Almost a quick turnaround there by Blimpo. Smart move, grabbing that flag and just getting it moving. While blue team was perhaps a little bit out of sorts in transition. Oh, you see Zive taking the pipes. This is a very slow, very vulnerable route, but it's also out of the way. He's able to sneak completely across mid untouched by taking that route. It's very sneaky, very difficult to do. But as you can see, if it works, you can get back to your flag stand untouched. And that'll give you a great opportunity to capture the flag here. It's pretty much one-on-one with the flag carriers. Everyone's on the stick. Blue team able to clear that base and get that cap. And like I say, the key clearance right there, able to seal off the base, keep that flag stand clear. And what we're seeing right now is blue team, again, I think maybe taking advantage. Red's definitely one of the definitely the stronger fragging team, but this isn't as much of a frag-heavy map. It's much more about positioning and timing. And Blue taking advantage, going up 2-0 already. However, it's not even, I don't think, well, with the timeout. Yeah, it's just about halfway through this map. Red's got this flag moving. You see the cover setting up. He's weaving back and forth. You can keep, like I say, you're going to see a lot of route changes here. Oh, Silver drops right back now. So Blue now is completely backed off. And they're not even grabbing the flag right now. They're all cutting off the flag carrier. Razor's, everywhere Razor goes is getting cut off. He's going to need to just let his cover push through and see if they can get any kills here. Everywhere he goes, he's got 2 or 3 Blue in front of him. He actually got the flag carrier. They're going to pass each other. Red's going to have the advantage here. Their entire team is on cover. They'll be able to get... They won't be able to get that return. Razor's going to go down. Return by Blue. Red now is going to be moving across mid, pistoning to his base. Silver's got nobody in front of him. He can go straight to his stand. Smart move by Silver. He was down to 30 health. Pistoning knew it would take him down to 10 health, but he also saw that there was no enemy players between him and his flag stand. He knew he could outrun them by pistoning, so he sacrificed that 20 health, made himself extremely vulnerable. Anything would have killed him. Took that risk in order to get that extra speed boost, got to his stand before the enemy could grab it. Smart move, gets one more cap for Blue, and now they're up 3-0, past the halfway point of this game. And you can see the point differential, not the frag differential, but the point differential. A lot of that's going to be due to caps and returns. You're gonna watch Razor now. Shot caller is not, unsurprisingly, so getting this flag moving. Blue team is just going to do a good job of staying aware of where their flag is, because you figure you're always going to have your flags moving. But like I said, it's more about positioning and timing. You have to know, like you see Silver being extremely patient. Oh, he gets tracked down from behind. That flag's going to go back. Limpo now with a chance. Cap 1 for the red team. He's going to get that done. And it looks like he dropped his translocator. See what he did there? He left his translocator in the blue base, so he capped that flag in a little revolving door offense. Was able to immediately grab again and catch the blue team out of position before they had a chance to suicide back or really get any kind of position going. Limpo back up to 81 health, back in his own base, trying to get a back-to-back going. Pull this team within 1. And they're going to have a chance here. They got one more kill to get. Enemy flag carrier has got that flag. He's going to go down. This is going to get returned. Minigun doesn't take him down, so Blimpo with that revolving door little trans tricks there, able to get that flag moving, and he did it one more time. So Blimpo may be able to get a hat trick back to back to back. He goes down, that flag gets returned. Blue team's going to need to watch for that. If Blimpo's going to be leaving his translocator in the same spot every time, you can't let him do that. You got to be able to take it out. Amp just got taken. Let's see who grabbed that. Under Armor just got grabbed as well. I don't see the Amp. Oh, there's Blimpo with the Amp. He's probably going to go down here, though. Down to 20 health. Oh, he gets a double kill. His teammate's going to grab the flag. He's probably going to be covering Razor here. Oh, you see him missing the shot. Maybe going to try to get a combo here. Just trying to do whatever he can to damage the D. Razor able to get out to mid, just bobbing and weaving. Doesn't pick up the health. Didn't really matter. Rocket's going to take him out. Let's watch Silver, though, as he actually gets boosted back to his base. He can piston to his stand again. Getting cut off this time, but nobody grabs the flag. Misstep by Red there. Everybody shooting at the flag carrier, nobody grabbing the flag. And on a map like this, you can't let an easy one go like that. So now both flags pretty much cleared out. Give you a look at the scoreboard as we're seeing it right now. Just about 2/3 of the way through this game. And, both flags have been moving, but like I was saying, the blue teams just had the timing down, able to clear out the pass for their flag runners, getting their base cleared out and sealed. They've been able to bring it back. I wouldn't say the power-ups have really played a large role here, because I think Red Team, again, may be getting the majority of the power-ups. Silver, though, doing a great job running these flag. Very patient flag running we're seeing by him. Knowing when to sacrifice health to piston across mid, and when to sit back and wait. You see him not diving towards his flag stand all the time. Gets caught out there. That was actually a mistake by him. Runs away from his cover. That drives cover players nuts. You're trying to clear a path for them. They go the other direction and get killed and find themselves in a one-on-one situation. Well, we're going to try to watch a little bit of defense here. Actually, you know what? Looks like a blue defender grabbed the Amp. That's going to be bad news for the red team. He's going to be able to kill everyone in one shot with that lightning gun. And he's got 50, well, had 50 armor. Then he gets taken down. Oh, we see the blue flag carrier grabbing the 100 armor in the middle of his route. That's going to be a killer for red team. They're going to have to catch up to him and try to do some damage in a hurry, as he's already back in his base. Once again, Silver's just been absolutely dominant, grabbing this flag, getting it across mid every single time. Red hasn't been cutting him off effectively. I'm not sure if that's due to the sneaky flag running a silver or excellent cover by his teammates. Here you see Blimpo dropping back to try to return this flag. He's going to be, again, your swingman in mid. And Blue is definitely set up there for a standoff situation. Silver now hiding in the corner. Got to be careful. He's actually got Red coming around that corner. You are vulnerable. If they can see, you notice that flag halo, that big circle of red light. Enemy team can see that as well as you see him pass the flag, and it does shine through walls, so enemy players can see you if you're trying to hide in a corner like that. See both teams ready for a standoff. Razor's going to be mobile as opposed to hiding up top. He's actually going to catch himself one-on-one in mid. Blimpo trying to catch up to him. He does make it to the health pack. Smart move there, going straight for the health. Try to survive a little longer. He's going to have cover there, ready for the pickup. They're going to have to pass this flag, though. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pass it right here as his teammate's got 120 health. Blimpo goes on a spree. He's going to have to get one more kill. Ooh, goes down. They're able to get that pickup, and now they've got it in the hands of the carrier with the most health. Let's go check on the other flag carriers. You see them heading towards their base. Flag not getting returned. That can put them in a vulnerable position. They're waiting for that return that doesn't happen. They might be flag passes by the blue team. See heavy pressure on Rain. He's going to move up there, and you see him, like I was saying, take that lift. You can change your direction so drastically with that. It really makes it difficult on defenders. However, you do have to communicate to your cover before you do it. Otherwise, you can catch yourself completely cut off and alone in a one-on-one situation, which is not where you want to be during a flag standoff. Let's try to back the camera up a bit, get a good view of this fight. Oh, nice rockets goes down, but smart positioning by the blue team. You see their cover in between enemy attack or the enemy defenders and their own flag, able to block them and kill them before they can get a chance to return. And red team, though, what I'm seeing is they're coming in one at a time. That's going to make it very difficult against 3 effective cover players. They're going to need to sync up here, or maybe get a power up and come in all at the same time. Silver, though, a little bit of a dangerous move here, running away from his cover. Does allow them to take down the enemy players from behind. And there's the return. He's going to be able to get an easy cap there. So nice timing there on the return. Silver was right in position. Don't know if that was communication or luck, but either way, that's going to put them up 3. And with 3 minutes to go, that's going to push things right on the limit of impossibility here. Shot caller's going to have to make something happen soon. See Silver, again, getting this flag moving pretty much at will at this point. Credit to blue offense coming back big this game. Zio's trying to do damage any way he can, actually pulling out the assault rifle. Blue team once again back in their own base, trying to piston the base. Can't really piston uphill very quickly though, so it's going to get cut off here. Rockets don't get the return though. It's another kill, but still no return. Razor not able, finally dives onto it, dives right as it goes on, so kind of extending the life of his team. Let's go watch this blue flag and see if Red can get anything going in this last 3 minutes of play. Running out of time, you can cap reasonably quickly on this map. But if it's going to happen, it needs to happen now. The only 2 caps we've seen were those back-to-back by Blimpo, almost turning into 3 in a row by leaving his translocator in base. That revolving door offense is exactly what Red's going to need here if they want to try to cap that quickly. See the cutoff there by Blue, misses the return. Finally, Raven able to get that and secure the flag. Blimpo grabbing this flag. Expect probably left the translocator back in base. Going to be pistoling across mid quickly. Going straight past 100 armor. Again, time is of the essence right now. There's a return. Every time that flag gets reset to the blue base, that is a win for them. See the flag carrier grab an amp just to deny it to the red team right there. Knew it was going to go down. Didn't really matter because blue knows they pretty much got this one in hand. Don't really need to cap anything. They can pretty much all play in mid at this point. Just try to cut off any flag carriers. But with a minute 45 left, that's pretty much going to do it. So I'm going to flip through the stats here, give you an idea who was doing what. Kind of surprised to see 500 armors going to Zeos, but on a map like this where your defense is going to be extremely mobile and always chasing down flag carriers, that will happen. You'll chalk those up not so much to your defenders grabbing 100, so much as denying it from the enemy attackers. I see Red getting this flag moving, and like I keep saying, if caps are going to end up being a tiebreaker, these little end of game caps could be important. You want to keep your focus the whole time. Silver is going to be in position to get one more for his team if they can get this flag home. He's got 2 defenders in front of him, no cover though. He's going to be stuck in a corner and rocketed. Flippo trying to pull one home. He's got 42 seconds, plenty of time. The question is, does he have any cover? Here you see him smart. He saw his cover on the left side, jumped right back into him, knew that they'd be able to get the pickup. And now red team with a chance to at least put another one on the board if they can clear their base. You see blue team just waiting to get a grab as soon as that flag gets returned. Absolutely taking over the red base there. And blue flag actually gets returned. Are they going to be able to get one left? 20 seconds is plenty of time. Pretty weak. He's going to go down. Smart pickup there by Silver. Ready to get the grab. He's still going to need some cover though, as he's got no weapons to cover himself. He can piston straight to his stand. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he didn't miss the jump. He actually gets one across. So now you're going to see a 6-2 victory going to blue. So we're going to see a tiebreaker here, and like I said, I'll be very curious to see. I don't know off the top of my head what the tiebreaker map is. It'd be interesting to see how that works out, because these 2 maps that we've seen so far, very different play styles, and obviously very different results. So we'll see what happens in map 3. No, the day the music died. Music. So, this will be interesting. Twin Tombs, one of the few maps in this tournament. You know, the European and North American communities, as you would expect, kind of tend to play different maps. For the most part, it's similar, but there's a handful of maps that pretty much favor one side or the other just based on experience. And this is definitely a map that Europeans have played a lot more. It was never really played in the North American community. And so, I'll be very curious to see what happens here, because while I believe that the style of map favors shot callers and that they can set up their defense and, you know, just out-frag the other team, and they could probably pitch a shutout here and make this a no-cap map, they're also not going to be nearly as familiar. So I really think the key here is going to be shot callers' defense, and whether they're able to stay in base here in this flag room. You see they got this tight flag room here, shock and a lightning gun on it. With a frag-heavy defense, this is going to be extremely difficult to get this flag moving. However, once it is moving, you can see you've got multiple paths out of base, an extremely wide open, essentially square mid area, multiple different paths that you can take and switch between on the fly. I think it's going to come down really to whether shot callers can keep their flag home. once he gets moving, I believe they're going to be at a big disadvantage. So it's not rocket science, but if blue team can do what they did last game and try to make it more of a chaotic like transition game where flags are moving around all the time and it's all based on, you know, the timing of positioning as opposed to being a frag heavy situation, they don't want to slow 1-0, 2-1 game. I think that favors shot callers heavily. But if pEt can get things moving and get things a little bit chaotic, they're going to have the experience and perhaps instincts on this map just slightly more. I mean, shot callers isn't entirely a North American team, as you can see based on the pings. Expect probably Blimpo to be coming back in, so their defense and their mid player will be less experienced though on this map. Oh, there's Blimpo, yes. So yeah, you're going to have 3 North American players going to be a little bit less experienced on this map. That'll be their defense and their mid. I imagine their attackers, Warberat and Razor, will probably be fairly comfortable in this map. But yeah, I think that's going to be the key matchup to watch, is whether Zeus and Chowie can keep the flag home, or whether they have to be running around trying to cut off flag carriers and predict routes, which I think they might be a little bit less comfortable with on this map. So again, once that flag moves, advantage blue. It's be very interesting to see, because like I say, the play style itself benefits shot callers. Experience though, that's going to benefit pEt. I'll let these guys get readied up in the meantime and grab myself another drink. You know, actually I have a question for Twitch. I completely forgot. Is there an amp on this map? I know you've got the 200 armors in mid up on this awkward little platform. I don't believe there's any damage amp though, right? I think you have the 50 behind the base over here if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's going to be your 50 armor. Typically going to defense. You have to be careful though, because offensive players can sneak around. Oh, that's the amp. That's right. Defense heavy amp. However, this isn't a vulnerable position. Attackers can come in and sneak around the corner and grab this, because if you're going to be a defender, you have to keep timing on that amp, because you can't afford to be out of position and checking it all the time. You can't really hold this spot per se. That'll take you out of position, leave your flag stand vulnerable. However, you can't just let it go, or the enemy attacker is going to be grabbing it a lot more than your attackers, because offense doesn't typically leave this route. Attackers do come in though, so that can be extremely important. And I think if blue team wants to get that flag out of shot caller's base with Chow and Zeus back there, that may be the key, is you know, what they can do with enemy amp and whether they can get timing of it and use it to disrupt them and knock them off their positioning. I'm not sure if Razor might be... Let's see what he's doing here. He's actually running around. I'm not sure if maybe he's actually warming up. Oh, it looks like... What? Looks like Razor may not be familiar with this map, so just an extension. That's going to be one more advantage to blue team on this one. So even more pressure than with some inexperienced attackers. The primary flag runner not being familiar with this map, having to learn it on the fly. Even more pressure on Zeus and Chowie to hold this down. And you know, it'll be interesting to see what Blimpo does too, because we've seen him play mid on both of these maps. You can't really play a true mid on this map, I don't think.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
You're on week 2 of the UT2k4 10th anniversary tournament. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here bringing you shot callers versus pEt map 3. We've seen teams split maps. We're going to see what happens here on Twin Teams. You see a huge push in by blue team, just overrunning with 3 people. Red gets the flag moving as well. Razor kind of having to learn this map on the fly. First grab gets out to mid. This is looking promising. I don't know if he knows There's a jump pad there. I guess he does. So moderately familiar with this map, but he jumps right into a combo. Blimpo with a good job covering, falls off the side of the map. That's going to be an auto return. 100 armor got grabbed. Not sure who took it. Let's see if we can catch up with him. You can see Rain with the flag, trying to run out that red base. Zeos being triple teamed right now. So blue team has decided to push 3 completely just dedicated attackers. Be interesting to see if they drop anyone back to try to cut off flag carriers. Ooh, you see those 3 rockets chasing him back. And you see all of these ways you can double back around, kind of play hide and seek the enemy team as they're trying to cut you off. And look for red team to maybe be a bit uncomfortable in situations like this just because they haven't played this map as much. And blue, you see, being extremely patient here, just kind of inching their way across mid, knowing he has his cover nearby. Smart move. They're just taking out the red defenders one at a time as they chase him, and now they're in their standoff mode. I'll be curious to see if he stays in here. He actually gets caught by himself. Chowie with the one-on-one here, a chance to return the flag. Trying to get that telefrag, does get the kill with rockets and the solo return. Chowie sneaking in there, blue with a bit of a miscue, leaving their flag carrier all alone on their stand. Way too predictable a position to do that. Meanwhile, red flag carrier is all by himself as well. Kind of surprising. See him though completely just kind of sneaking around enemy base. Maybe was giving this team time to return the flag. Overhead gonna piston across mid, blocks those lightning gun shots. He's gonna get cut off, but he's coming in as low. They'll have easy access to his stand if they can get this return. I'm not sure where the flag is. You've also got a 50 armor down low there too. Maybe backing off to grab that. Well, he's begging for it to spawn right now as he's taking all kinds of damage from the blue team, cutting him off. And he is now in his stick. There's the return, and if they can seal off this base, red going up early. I'm going to follow some defenders here. We'll catch Zeos, see what it looks like from his angle as blue team now down 1. It's going to be even more difficult because red team, if they want to, can drop their mid player back, probably Blimpo. Make sure they keep that flag home. Big combo comes out. Doesn't catch up to the flag carrier though. He's actually outrunning Zeos, so good move by Zeos, getting that flag stop. But again, you catch him out of position there. His flag's going up high route. Oh, his flag carrier is at the same spot, so we're going to see if he decides to clear out the base or go after his own flag. He's going to have to make a decision. Looks like he goes after the flag. And flag carrier, though, taking some damage. I'm not sure if they know where the red flag is. I'm not sure I know where the red flag is. Let's find out. Red flag is back in blue base, so maybe they switched off their cover and their return, but blue team, there's some pressure finally by Chow. You see him trying to get that another solo flag return, maybe the telefrag. Silver sneaks out, goes for the 100 armor. It actually just got stolen by red. Now Zeos has him in a one-on-one with the armor advantage. That's trouble for Silver. He's going to be pinned in this corner with rockets. One more shot. Oh, double team now. Takes out Chowie. Rocket's going to hit him. One more shot will probably take him down. See him spamming around the corner. Zeos going to catch up to him. Finally gets some cover. They clear him out. So more pressure from Chowie, though. Silver in a bad situation here, getting caught alone multiple times. It's a good job, though, by his cover. And now they finally have 2 on him. Silver, though, running all around his base. It's going to be hard for red team to find him, and it's also going to be hard for his cover to get set up for him. Red, on the other hand, is opting for a more defensive positioning here. You see there's only 2 ways into this room. He's trying to make it so the blue team is forced through bottlenecks. Razor, though, running off by himself. He's going to go down, and that flag doesn't get returned. A nice pickup by Blimpo. He catches up, and you see his cover immediately returning to that spot. Another kill, though, goes down, another pickup, another kill, and another pickup. So red team just relaying this flag, keeping it alive. Good job catching back up. That's situational awareness, knowing where your flag is and being able to get there as quickly as possible off the respawn. This is going to be an extended flag standoff here. Silver, though, catching himself one-on-one with Zeos. More rockets coming out. This is going to be bad news if he catches these rockets. Cover does catch up to him, trying to get that 100 armor. He's down to 37 health. A goo kill, covering himself. There you go. Finally passes the flag. And let's watch Chowie on return if we can. Well, that was brilliant timing, wasn't it? See what it looks like on return as, you know, this is a very difficult map to get this flag back on. You see him going in there. The first thing he does is try to translocate. What he's actually doing is he's basically hurting the flag carrier there. When he dives towards him, the flag carrier runs away. And he tends to create separation between the flag carrier and his cover. Oh, almost got a telefrag there, jumping for that 100 armor. Gotta be careful with that. His cover on blue team does a good job of taking him out. Bit risky though, moving all around the base. Looks like that flag finally goes down, but nobody with the return. Razor now down to 48 health, no armor. A little bit dangerous going out in the mid like this. He can catch a lightning gun and go down. Blue's going to have a shot on him, but he does have cover, able to clear him out. Razor still needs to get more health. He's got one more health pack up here. That'll put him basically back at max health. Or I should say, base health. Picks up that 50 armor. Wouldn't be surprised to see him circle back around and look for that 100. Again, though, to get that 100 armor, you have to expose yourself in mid a bit. Both flag carriers right now running around, just staying mobile and keeping some space between themselves and the enemy team, and really just being unpredictable. It can be extremely frustrating trying to return this flag on this map. And we'll take a look at the scoreboard just about a third of the way through the game. Keep in mind, red up by 1, so if anything, they can err on the side of being a bit conservative here. In fact, though, they get this return. Razor's going to have this jump pad straight to his flag. And Blue's going to be in trouble here. They get rockets coming in. Nobody returns the flag. Kill him on the stand, but they're able to get that cap. Red up 2-0 now. So Blue's got their work cut out for him almost halfway through this game. Down 2-0 now, losing that extended flag standoff. That's going to be a killer because that one could have gone either way. And easily could have seen the tie game there. But good coordination, good patience too. Blue, however, pushing this flag right back across the map. Oh, a nice rocket from behind. Great cover there by Silver. He's able to get the flag, picked it up, gets the return. He's going to be able to jump back to his flag stand. Red waiting. They get the kill and the retaliation cap there. So an immediate rebound by Blue. And what we saw in Anfractuous, nice patience there. Waiting for his cover to get out front like some lead blockers and just clear the room before he jumped forward. Cuts the lead back down to 1. Negates that long standoff they lost. Red's going to have to be back on the aggression because they cannot afford to let this get tied back up again. Let's go catch up with some blue defense. See what it looks like from their angle. If I can find one. There we go. Rockets coming in there. He sees one thing that is key on this map is whether your offense can communicate which way enemy attackers are coming in. That can make it much easier to spam and predict combos in a base like this. See, good communication there. His teammate letting them predict some rockets, push back the flag carriers a bit. At least slows them down. Maybe enough to get the return. There it goes. Let's see where their flag carriers is. They're heading back to their flag room. Looks like they're just clearing it out. Silver's all alone in mid. There's his cover. May be able to get this moving. The Rockets take him out. They don't get the pickup. And blue team, yeah, it's set right back up for defense. And we'll watch Chowie again for a minute. One thing you have to worry about on this map is your offense can get out of sync and get into the habit of running into enemy base one at a time. And that's not going to do you any favors when you've got two defenders. Oh, a big combo by Chowie. Flag carrier does survive. Got 8 health. He's going to be able to pick up 2 health packs. Rocket's waiting for him, though. Bit of a mistake there. Maybe needed to wait for his cover to get out in front. Got amp cover on Blimpo. He's going to be able to piston straight into a side haul. He's going to get cut off by Blue. He actually runs right through that cutoff. Oh, Blue able to get that return there. They were maybe 1 kill away from being able to break that one through into their own base, and that would have been dangerous. As it is, Silver grabbing that flag again, looking at enemy amp. The amp may have gone down, but he goes down anyway in a tricky spot down there. Silver, Chikuba able to get this flag moving, jumps right into some rockets. So easy to predict down that hallway. Kind of surprised to see these flags moving as much as we have. As I said, I think that style of game does benefit the blue team here. Shot caller's up 2-1, but if this game stays chaotic like this with flags moving nonstop and it's a big mid-transition game, I do think that benefits pEt. And you see him right now dodging that rocket. Ooh, getting caught up in the meshes there. That's a bad place to be. Oh, they actually get the kill and get this pickup. And Rain able to survive with 13 health. He's going to be heading towards his flag room. They may be timing this return. They got a couple more kills to get. There's one on Zeus. He could go straight to his flag stand. If they return this, they're going to tie it up. 1 more kill to get. His cover is gone. He goes down on the stick. They finally get this pickup. Silver's on it. You see Borbarad, rather, with Amp, though, covering himself, extending the life of that flag just enough for his teammates to get the return. Wow, that was close right there. Shot caller is still in the lead, though. Just about the halfway point of this map. And Blimpo inching his way across mid, limping his way across mid, really. Only 12 health. Rocket's going to take him out. Flag does get returned. I want to catch up with Dark, who's going to be the second defender on blue team. Haven't watched him yet. See him throwing out prediction combos. Again, listening to his offense, telling him where players are coming in. Could let you get some of that early disruptive damage. It can be so important, especially when they're dropping 3 in on you like that. You see Blimpo right now. Shot callers, even with the lead, is playing Blimpo fully aggressive. Maybe later in the game you might see him drop back and do a little bit more of the defensive flag return role. See Dark getting juked there by the flag carrier. He's going to just run straight into enemy base and try to cut him off there. You can already tell blue team now pretty much lost track of their flag carrier. It's a dangerous place to be in because you essentially just have to run back, check an enemy amp. He's pretty much just defending the other team's flag room. Oh, he sneaks up behind him, gets one rocket in, another rocket, able to take him out, make it to solo return. It's on the jump pad. You have to be careful. Gets that return. Where's his flag carrier now? He's actually in his room. Oh, Chowie's going to sneak in and get that grab. Might get the return here. He does. Wow, I see a smart move by Chowie. Just grabbing that flag to deny the cap, and then once he saw that he got the kill, he immediately translocated to get that return. Can't worry about kills and stuff like that. You got to get that flag return, knowing his priorities. That resets the flag, so blue team with plenty of opportunities here. Not able to capitalize yet. Bit of the opposite of what we saw in Anfractuous, where they had all those opportunities and were able to, time their returns and clear out their bases. Not able to finish and convert their runs this game so far. That's why they're down by 1. Silver again getting this flag move. You see him doubling back around and actually going back into enemy base. So completely just juking out, maybe giving his team time to return the flag. Actually, I think the enemy flag carrier got knocked down in the pit. He's going to grab enemy amp now, be able to cover himself. We're going to go first person on him. And now he's got some cover. He's going to be in mid. Maybe waiting for an opportunity to get a shot on the enemy flag carrier. He's still got that amp. Sneaking right into his flag room. He's going to be able to cover himself all the way to the flag stand, but will his flag get returned? Not yet, so he's going to go ahead and kind of wait, see if anything happens. Oh, he gets snuck up on from behind. Chowie almost knocks him into the pit. Chowie gets knocked into the pit himself. Almost a nice ninja return there. Instead, got another flag standoff situation. His red team is pretty much back in their own base. And you're looking at the clock now with 6.5 minutes to go. That last flag standoff lasted multiple minutes. For the blue team, you don't really want that to happen again because you're running out of time. And I'm not sure what the rule is here. I imagine... Oh, there's almost a ninja return there by blue. Nice pickup there. Silver now running around with 120 health, 150 armor. He's by himself. He'll be able to take a ton of damage, though. Still has armor left after that. You're going to see as these flag carriers circling back, you've got that 100 armor in mid. They're going to be circling back around to grab. And they just want to stay mobile like we've seen. However, that can be dangerous. You get caught in a corner like that, Red's going to get the return there. They're going to be diving at the save. Returned on the stick. A last-second denial. Still a 1-cap game. As shot callers now not able to finish off a cap. Blue's gotten that extra little bit of CPR that they needed to keep them alive. Need to capitalize on it now as Silver's got this flag out in mid. Down to 60 health though, so one lightning gun shot will take him out. Going to be surrounded, trying to head to that right side entrance. See Zeos losing that fight in mid, but is the flag going to get picked up? It is. Silver's got it once again. Red all around him. Rocket's just raining down. His cover needs to get some kills. You see him with that escape piston jump, trying to put some space in between him and the enemy defenders, but not able to get away as red team pulls back their offense and cuts them off. Blue team almost getting back in their base. Let's go watch this red flag because right now it's pretty much under siege. They've been moving this flag with impunity. I think that's the right word. I'm not even sure, but credit to shot callers. I was afraid they might not be comfortable chasing the flag and trying to predict, flag routes and cutting off flag carriers on this map. They've done a pretty solid job. Again, only giving up that 1 cap, which was basically a rebound. And you see right there exactly what I was talking about. You're going to be able to fight the enemy attackers coming in. Got shock and lightning gun right there. Every time you die, you can just suicide and get back into base. For frag-heavy defense, that's going to be an absolute dream. A smart move, pistoning away from the defense right there. Just really breaking line of sight. Nice lightning gun shot by Zeos, but he's not going to get silvers. He's going to be pistoning across mid. Still got plenty of armor, so he's going to run right into some rockets. Unfortunately, dives right into the mesh. Dangerous move, goes right in the front door, but he goes down. Silver, 13 health now. Doubling back, waiting for some cover. He's going to go for these health packs. It's a smart move. May check on his 50 armor. Down to 17 health, able to get a double kill behind him, but he's going to run right into the enemy flag carrier. They get the return and the pickup. Back in their base, going to be able to take this jump happy. You figure Red's going to have time to get one more grab in. Unless Blue can kill them off the flags, and he gets there, ties it up with 3.5 minutes to go. And it's all back to square one. Blue team able to tie things up with more of what we've seen, you know, in that transition game, just being in the right place, timing that flag run, finally able to capitalize. Both teams have been denied a couple times. You may look back at those and call them deciding factors in this match, but I think it's been pretty much even with the denials so far. Got Blimpo moving this flag low. He's only got goo on, and that's going to be disruptive, but not going to do a whole lot of damage. He's got plenty of cover. He's moving out to mid, getting cut off, another cut off. Blue team pushing back some offense to try to keep these flags under wraps, and you may see that now as both teams know that the next cap most likely going to win this game, may start playing a little more defensively. Let's follow this flag as it goes out, not very far. Who haven't I followed in a while? Well, we'll just follow the blue flag right now. So he's going to get out, only 9 health. He does have those health packs to the right side. He opts to go left side. He hears that minigun, gets cut off. Good job by blue team there. Dark taking one entrance. And just kind of guessing right, I suppose. He actually rockets his teammate, knocks him down into the pit. So a nice air rock there by Dark. Unfortunately, it reset his teammate's weapons. Doesn't end up costing him, it looks like. Nice prediction combo in the stand. Good rocket. Actually knocks him back into the pit. And solo red offense. Not going to get you very far on this map. Kind of surprised though to see Dark pushing all the way up to that entrance, basically holding that entrance and denying it of red. And I guess blue is doing a top-bottom split in their base. However, their flag is going to be leaving. See the nice cutoff there. That's all communication right there. That's his teammate telling him where to cut off, because it's essentially a blind decision right there. You have to just jump one direction and hope you're right, because if the flag carrier doubles back on you, you end up like this, where you're flailing around desperately trying to find any signs of your flag. Kind of surprised not to see them leave the flag stand, or leave the flag down there. Stand was dirty. Blimpo grabs it and he's going to go out high. He's going to get this amp as well. Blimpo's going to be covering himself with armor and amp, running this flag. Dangerous situation for blue here. He's going to get across mid. You expect rockets to be raining in from all directions soon. Gets back in, going to get a chance to get back up on health. His 50 armor's up. He's going to grab that en route to his base. His stand is dirty though. His flag is not home. Does get returned. He can expect enemies. Yep, blue team's in their base. He still has amp though. Able to kill him. They're going to get that return, and Blimpo puts shot collars up with 1 minute to go. Up one cap, and you saw him with that revolving door offense like we saw in Anfractuous. May be able to disrupt blue team's defense enough. See with the piston. And I wonder if he's going to actually try to run this one or just buy time. You can go. There's various hiding spots on this map where you can really burn clock, and that may be what he decides to do. Gets 100 armor now in the middle of his path. He's just going to go ahead and piston back to base. Blue team, though, catches up to him. And if you can get a return here, you're going to have maybe one more shot at this flag. They're going to need their entire team on offense right now. So you can expect Blimpo to sit back and play some defense. Razor on defense. Pretty much the whole red team in their base right now. If you're blue, you have to have your whole team on offense right now. And Silver's getting the flag movement. There's nobody there to cover him. I don't think they're going to be able to do this because they're out of sync and not enough time on the clock. Shot caller is able to retaliate from the retaliation. Really, we saw some nice patient running by Purple Elephants to get back in this one, but in the end, Shot caller is going to win 2 maps to 1.
Red team is the winner.
Very interesting game on Twin Tombs.